I'm asked to talk about Dr. Mahtab's political career, and such a vast political career to be spoken to this audience in a concise manner, it's a very difficult task. When I was asked by Dr. Upendra Padhi to come over here, and that too, I got the message that this session is devoted to discuss or look into the life, works, and the contributions of Dr. Mahtab. It's very difficult to evaluate a person of his level. I was just thinking, had Odisha not got a Dr. Mahtab, had he not been born in Agarpada, had he not chosen a political career, what would have happened to this part of the country? Born in 19th century, today in 1899, looking at partition of Bengal, Swadeshi movement, beginning of the First World War, Khilafat movement, a Rowlatt Act was the turning point in his life. When as a student in 1918 he joined Utkal Samilani because he could choose that service is a better form of political activity. And the second was when Mahatma Gandhi visited Odisha in March 1921, he accompanied him to most part of his visited places and got influenced by the personality, dedication, discipline, and the ideological orientation of the person. Then he was dragged towards Congress, becomes a member of the district Congress committee, looks into the local body. Then through his erudition, participation and event management, political event management, he could draw the attention of many of the stalwarts those days. Here is a personality who was liked by Mahatma Gandhi, Patel, Nehru, Subhash Bose, and all of them belong to different categories of people. I remember in 1985, when Bimal Kishore Mishra was the Vice Chancellor of Utkal University, and I was the Director of Students' Welfare, Dr. Pratap Chandra Chandar was supposed to deliver the Nilakanta Memorial Lecture. And the venue was Ravenshaw College those days, because at different places it was organized. My Vice Chancellor asked me that protocol demands that you should go and receive Dr. Chandar from his residence and also escort to his place. So I had to go to Calcutta. He was staying very close to Utkal Bhavan, and the place is Ganesh Chandra Avenue, and his father, I could know then that his father was Nirmal Chandra Chandar. Such a palatial building, old one. I got into that building, introduced myself, found a calm, composed Pratap Chandra Chandar because I had seen him earlier when Dr. Vidyadhar Mishra was the Vice Chancellor. He came to open the central canteen which is existing now. I was coordinating the NSS activities in the campus in 1978 when Morai Desai was the Prime Minister of the country. So I found the same man, but I couldn't introduce myself that I have seen you at that particular point of time. But I found the aura of the family with Mrs. Chandar. So I was with them till evening, till I board the train. And during those phases of my return journey and staying with him for a couple of hours, I provoked him to talk about the Odia personalities. He said that my father was close associate and friend of Dr. Nilakanta Das. And whenever Dr. Nilakanta Das was at, because both of them were members of the Central Legislative Council. So he used to stay with us. And Dr. Mahtab, whenever he comes to Calcutta, he visits our place. I'm more influenced by Dr. Mahtab because of his ready wit and capacity of problem solving. Whenever a political problem is there, you'll find immediate and instant solution from Dr. Mahtab. And by that time, I had known Dr. Mahtab for more than a decade when I was a student representative. Madam Kuntala Acharya of Puri, she is living now. She escorted me to Ekamra Nivas. I was contesting for the post of president. I got elected. Then I could seek his blessings that this is the silver jubilee year of Puri College. Sir, I need your blessings. You may come and grace the occasion. So he told me that you are sure of your winning. That's why you are inviting me. Sure, sir. I am sure of my winning and I expect you to come. So when I visited him to invite, he said that I have some problem in my knees. I cannot go. But I suggest that the present Speaker of Odisha Legislative Assembly, Mr. Mishra, should go. I will tell him, and I have already talked to him, that he will deputize. And Bidhu Bhushan came to me yesterday. He told that he is also coming. So Bidhu Bhushan, he never calls Bidhu Babu. He calls Bidhu Bhushan. Sriram Chandra Das. So Sriram Chandra. So full, he will talk. Vijayananda. He will never say Biju. Vijayananda. So he is such a personality. And I have worked with him in Eastern Times when I was a lecturer in Ravenshaw College from 1973 to 1976. I have worked in that organization as a ghost writer, and people will be happy to know that while living Bihari Bagh, he used to drop me at College Square. That red BMW stops for a minute. I get down around 9:30, so to go to my place because I was staying in a new hostel as an assistant superintendent of the hostel. So my personal association with him, I was more influenced by his personality. And while coming from Bihari Bagh to Cuttack, College Square, the stories he will be narrating, I was happy to know that I could have recorded those things. I could know about the personality more. Because you see, once I asked him, sir, you wrote that book, we are not getting that book. Cuttack Student Store is not supplying or not having a copy of that, beginning of the end. Now, why are you so much interested? You can come and take a copy from me. So I got a copy from him, beginning of the end. It was published by Book Print or Book House of College Square, Calcutta. Cuttack Student Store published it later. So in that particular book, I remember sometime in November 1949, a foreword was written by Vallabhbhai Patel. So imagine, we are celebrating 150 years of Vallabhbhai Patel's birthday, and also we are celebrating today 126th birthday of Utkal Kesari, and the title was given to him by no less than a man like Vallabhbhai Patel. In that foreword, if I remember the words, because the book is misplaced somewhere, I was trying to get it, I couldn't get it. But Vallabhbhai Patel has mentioned the manner, he mentioned the personality of Dr. Harekrushna Mahtab, that no other person can narrate in the manner he has narrated. That he said that on 13th of September 1947, Indian forces entered into Hyderabad. That was the culmination point of the integration and nationalization and decentralized democratization of Hyderabad. But the process started 10 years earlier by no less than a man like Harekrushna Mahtab. So he has shown me the way how to address the issues of princely states. So I am more influenced by the personality, activities, and also the way he conducted the integration process. So that shows that this person is not only a practical statesman, he has written practical statesman, he was a man of the masses, and at the same time also he could visualize that political issues can be handled in the manner he had handled. The second thing is that he wrote to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru when he was Industry and Commerce Minister that the funds or the grants which are made, ଆମେ ଯାହାକୁ ହାତପାଣ୍ଠି ବୋଲି କହୁ, the princes were receiving in lieu of the surrender of their territory, that should be stopped. Nehru wrote back in December 1951, wrote back that this is a commitment, we cannot stop it. And Dr. Mahtab was narrating this issue with me after I got the book and read it. Sir, Hatapanthi to Uchhed Haba, the Hatapanthi, the funds granted by the government are not withdrawn till there was a problem, and Mrs. Gandhi in 1970, early 70, did the work, but judiciary intervened in between, and ultimately there was an amendment of the constitution. Article 366, clause number 22 was read into. It was written at the definition of the princes and rulers. Now you will see ultimately it will go. So I remember one night when we were traveling together from Bihari Bagh to College Square, he was telling me this thing because I have read that book. It's a small one, but all the integrations, princely states were. So Dr. Mahtab, as architect of modern Odisha, nobody denies this. Had he not been there, I have told you initially, had he not been there, many things Odisha would have missed. The way we are missing or having the water problem, Mahanadi water problem, had there been no Hirakud Dam, what would have happened to this state? Had there been no industrialization, as the industry minister, he took steps to bring employment, bring industrialization, so to increase the buying capacity of the Odiyas. So when we look into the person on his 126th birth anniversary, and he had a 70 years of active political life, from 1918 to 1987. Last 10 years, his business was Society Connect. He was a mass leader. He didn't believe in Darbari, but his Darbar was full of people from below to up. So when you look into the personality, that his Society Connect was much better than anybody, and he could create also a line of successors. Whereas the present-day politicians, they are not interested. I remember that when we proposed to Utkal University, there should be a post of Pro Vice Chancellor, and Dr. Harekrushna Mahtab was there, and Dr. M.N. Das was my Vice Chancellor. I was also Director of Students' Welfare at that time. We went to a Kamra Nivas. He said, Manmat, are you going to create an enemy within? This is the language. Are you going to Uchab Samantarai was sitting? I didn't know him. Are you going? Because Pro Vice Chancellor will be a leg puller for the Vice Chancellor. Manmat Babu told, sir, the appointment can be co-terminus. That Vice Chancellor and Pro Vice Chancellor will be appointed, and the post will be co-terminus. One will take him, his associate with him. That was the kind of discussion I remember in 1985. Sir, Amitabh Bachchan has become the MP from Allahabad, and he is trying to convert Allahabad University to Central University. You will see it will not be done. He never repeated that sentence. You will see Allahabad University will not become Central University. I do not know how he could visualize. Because the question is that he was not an astrologer, but astrology was under his control. Futurology, political futurology. He was deprived of many positions in life. He was the deputy leader in the third Lok Sabha. When Pandit Nehru died, nobody remembered him. That was an insult to him, and that insult created Jana Congress. And he could show that Jana Congress could form government showing door to Congress in Odisha. When he came back to Congress again, he could see that Congress wins, but it could not win because it became the largest single party, but there was no supporters. And in 1974 was his last election. He could see that the machinations, political machinations, he could give an answer when Pragati Dal or Pragati combined, because all the people who were vying with each other and pulling legs for of each one, they came together for Pragati combined, and Pragati combined won, but could not form the government because they were falling short of 7 seats. And that was his last election. And last 10 years, from 1977 to 1987, probably 2nd of January 1987 he died. Till that day, he was socially connected, politically mature and communicative, and culturally known to the land. So that was his life and contribution throughout from day one to the last. Thank you very much.